powerful dua that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam teaches his ummah. And this is a dua that is an ultimate solution to every single problem that you and I will ever experience in life. But before we start with this dua, we need to readjust and restart our minds on the importance of having a connection and a relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal. Brothers and sisters in Islam, when all the doors have closed, and that could be in any aspect of your life, in terms of relationships, let's say your relationships with people are not working, and every time you establish a relationship, it closes. Maybe the doors that are closing in your face are doors related to your financial affairs, your businesses, your wealth, your job, your health, whatever the case may be. The doors are closing and they are shutting closed in your face. When all the doors have closed, this is a sign and a message from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you do not read what Allah Azza wa Jal wants from you, you will fail miserably. And if you read the message of Allah Azza wa Jal correctly, then this door was only closed that Allah Azza wa Jal will open another door for you. The message, when every single door on earth is closed, the message to you and I is that Allah Azza wa Jal wants you to rush towards Him and to re-establish that relationship with Him. Because if all the doors on earth have closed, then the doors of the heavens remain open. They don't close. Imagine there was a tunnel and there were doors on the left and on the right of it. And you began to run to the closest door you want to exit out of it. And the door would close in your face. And the doors on the left of the tunnel and the right of the tunnel begin to close. What happens? You are forced in one direction. And that is the direction to the light at the end of the tunnel. Think of it like that. When every worldly door has closed, you are forced to keep moving until you re-establish that relationship with Allah Azza wa Jal and you enter through the doors of the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. Brothers and sisters in Islam, this is the message that you and I are supposed to read. And this is what many Muslims suffer today. You know, one of the problems that Muslims suffer today is that they open the news and they see a bit of news of events that are happening globally. Then they flick to social media and they flick through their reels and they see the filthy state of some of the Muslims. They see the sins, they see the corruption, they see the oppression, they see the injustice. And what happens to the average Muslim? He loses hope. He loses hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he sees that the doors have closed and he gives up. He says, there is no solution for the world. Have you seen already comments people putting and saying, just nuke the world already? People are talking like this. They're saying, what's the point? Everything is closed. We've lost hope in humanity. There is no need to exist anymore. People are talking and they're saying, at this point, I just want to not exist anymore. What kind of hopelessness is this? This is not allowed for the believer to settle with such hopelessness in his heart. So this is what Muslims suffer across the world. They look on their social media, and that's the kind of emotion and feeling that they will have in their heart after they consume all this content that is out there. Brothers and sisters in Islam, yes, there may be no hope on earth. There may be no hope with anyone on earth. People are just like you and I. We're always in desperate need of each other and services of each other. So there may be no hope on earth. Maybe the doors are closed and shut on earth. But did you once tell yourself to look up to the heavens and remind yourself that the doors of Allah Azza wa Jal remain open and they never close? Brothers and sisters in Islam, our soul needs Allah Azza wa Jal 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week. It cannot survive without Allah Azza wa Jal. The soul is ultimately from Allah. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. The soul was given to you by Allah Azza wa Jal. So it desperately needs Allah Azza wa Jal because it came from Him. Whereas if you were to observe the The body, it came from the earth. It was made from organic matter on the earth. So the body is always in need of what the earth produces, of water and crops and vegetables and food and so on, for its survival. But the soul cannot survive without Allah Azza wa Jal. Hence the desperate need for the slave to turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I tell you something, brothers and sisters in Islam. If you distance yourself from people, those that you love, you see, each and every single one of us, you have people that you love in your life, whether family or friends and so on. If you choose to distance yourself from them, you become to feel isolated and lonely and sad and worried and depressed. These are the feelings that will be instilled within you if you distance yourself from loved ones. Imagine then the state of a person who distances himself from Allah, from his Lord, from his Maker, from his Creator. What kind of misery would he be feeling in life? Sometimes the misery that you're feeling, the answer is very simple. It is a relationship that you're supposed to establish with Allah and turn back to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Brothers and sisters in Islam, every single prophet and every single messenger had doors closed in his face. Every single prophet and every single messenger. Doors closed. Look at the situation of Ayyub alayhi salam. He lost his family. He lost his health. He lost his wealth. He lost his health to the point where he couldn't even get out of his bed to relieve himself. His wife had to carry him. He lost his reputation among his community. They all ran away from him because they feared he might have a disease that we may contract. This was Ayyub alayhi salam. Imagine the doors are closing in his face. What did he do in this situation? We'll get to it. Ibrahim alayhi salam, the doors closed in his face as well. When the people got a hold of him and they were ready now to throw him in the fire and he could not run away. Khalas, he is going to face tormentful punishment in this life, and that is the fire. So the doors of this worldly life closed in his face. If you look at the situation of the people of the cave that Allah Azza wa Jal mentions their story in the Quran, the doors closed in their face, literally. The society was out to get them and they wanted to stone them to death because they avoided the worship of idols of the king at the time. So literally they end up in a cave and they were fugitives of the law. And where are they going to go? Where are they going to get their food from? Where are they going to get their water? Where are they going to get their supply? Where are they going to go? So the worldly doors have closed in their face and they're stuck in a cave.